Hi everybody, this is Derek here with Mike.
Welcome back to another Saturdays at Derek's Movie Review. We just got back from the theater where we saw the Fantastic Four. And this is, I swear to God, the most amazingly, stunningly, shockingly, unbelievably, fantastically shitty fucking movie I have seen all goddamn year. I was so bored. It's like they took fucking sleeping pills and put it on a movie screen. It was fucked up. It was terrible.
Yeah, I wanted to go beyond this year. I'd say this is the worst movie I've seen probably in like 3-4 years.
With the last time I was this upset at a movie was Iron Man 3.
Yeah. Oh no, I was not anywhere near this bummed out about a movie being bad.
Oh no. No. I'm saying the last time that I was just like hot about how bad a movie was. This was better than Iron Man, or this was worse than Iron Man 3.
Yeah, this was way worse than Iron Man 3.
I was
Iron Man 3
so
had
fucking
redeeming
bored.
qualities to it. This movie
Didn't.
really didn't have
It
any
would probably be
redeeming
easier to just go over the good things. The special effects were alright. I liked how Ben Grimm looked.
Although Ben Grimm had no thing. And that was
Right.
kinda
No, he
weird.
looked like a Ken doll, which was weird.
His butt crack though was existent.
Well, yeah, but he's
His
rock.
cheeks move separately.
Yes.
Just
It's a little weird that you were looking that close.
well, I wanted to see if the rest of it was articulated. You know, I was just at this point I'm looking for something entertaining.
No character development. Barely any relationships between the characters. I mean, Ben and Reed, when they started out, like the childhood stuff between Ben and Reed, I liked. That was good. It was very reminiscent of like 80s kid adventure movies. You know, The Explorers was what really came to mind when they were doing that, especially like the sequence in the garage.
Which is funny because you brought that up during the trailer.
Yeah. And it really came through, and it gives you this shining glimmer of hope. And
if Steven Spielberg had been directing it, and they had just chopped the movie off at that point, and not called it Fantastic Four, and just kept going with that storyline,
a Spielberg kid adventure
we
movie,
might have had a decent movie.
Yeah, no, they could have built that into something.
But then they done fucked it up.
No. Then they started with the first of the stunningly mystifying flash forwards.
Yeah.
This was almost a time travel movie. It really fucking was. Because they flash forward, like, right after the sequence where Reed and Ben are kids.
And maybe we should say right now, this is not spoiler-free review.
Oh, no. I think we're going to just put a card at the beginning of the video that says spoilery as fuck.
Yeah.
You know, if you planned on seeing this movie, stop watching the video now. But then later on, you know, after they get their powers, somehow the company they're working for and the government take over their lives and put them in a government facility out in the middle of nowhere. Because this movie is rife with just 80s flick tropes. It's so stereotypical of like 80s movies. It's
And not in the
stunning.
good way
It's
that
cloying.
80s movies were.
No, there was a lot of montages. As you point out when we were coming back home.
This movie is an hour-long montage.
No, it is. It's like stacked. There's layers of montages. It's montages of montages on top of montages. It's really fucking weird. There's a constant litany of inspirational speeches, especially from the Dr. Storm character. That's all he did through the whole movie. He's just trying to give inspirational fucking monologues to people all the time. The problem is there's no character development in this movie, so when he gives the speeches about how they're a family, it's kind of stupid and bullshit because they don't act like a family. There are no real relationships between any of these characters. The barest of relationships in the whole thing was Ben and Reed at the very beginning when they were kids. And that kind of got dropped real fucking fast because as they were adults, there was no camaraderie, no feeling of a relationship
No,
between
it was like,
them.
well, good luck in your new place. here's a gift.
I'm out, dude.
Bye.
It's cool. And then out of nowhere, they're like, well, we need to be the first people to explore an alternate dimension. So what I'm going to do is call my old buddy Ben so he can come with, because he helped me establish this technology.
Yeah, and how did Ben Grimm not get, like, better grades and kind of get propelled ahead by
being with Reed all the time when they were kids?
Yeah.
I don't know. But Ben
especially
seems
since he had to have been
uncomfortable.
picking stuff up
Yeah. Well, the
by
weird thing
building
is,
all this shit
like,
for 6 years.
Ben almost seems like Reed's barnacle. They don't
Yeah.
really seem like friends. I mean, friends have in-jokes and there's an easy camaraderie. I mean, look at the two of us. You know, remember how we were with Dan. There was jokes and stories and you knew when you met us that we had been friends since childhood. It was very obvious because there would be weird, obscure references that people didn't fucking understand. And, friendship. What I saw on that screen was not friendship. At best, it was two guys who knew each other and, kind of palled around a little bit, but never actually established a real relationship. Now, getting on further into it, Reed and Sue. There was one scene where they kind of skirted a little bit of romantic feeling, which was immediately squashed by Victor Von Doom showing up and acting like the mall boyfriend. Looking at a girl, want to fight? Huh? You want to fight? And which was quickly diffused by, hey, we completed the project, and then dropped it. Victor Von Doom's me like, oh, sweet, let's check that shit out. Who cares about the bitch? Move over, there's a toy to play with.
Yeah, let's go to the new dimension.
And then the corporate suits that are fucking with the smart people show up and they're like, hey, smart people, now that you've built this super cool thing, we're going to take it over and give it to the government because we're evil corporate guys and that's what we do.
And the strange thing is that the corporate, what the government wanted to do, made more sense than what the scientists wanted to do.
Well, when Dr. Storm shows up and he's like, hey, Reed Richards, you figured out how to bring things back from the other dimension. Would you like to come and work with me? The next step is sending people over, and we're going to send you and her and him and him and him. We're going to send all the people that were the instrumental geniuses in developing this to the other dimension that we know nothing about.
Where they will most likely die.
Yeah. Whereas the suits and the government were like, look, we're going to send people that are expendable. So if shit gets fucked up, you don't die and you can help us fix what went wrong. And of course, being the hero genius guys who are somehow not geniuses, they get drunk and decide that they're going to just jump into the machine and go to the other dimension so that they can be first. Yeah. What the fucking fuck? What kind of... This movie is so illogical. So badly written. So incredibly fucking boring. It's really... I think that they hired Josh Trank to direct this on purpose because his name is Trank. This shit will put you in a fucking coma.
Yeah.
This was so boring. I was squirming around in my seat. I didn't give a shit about any of the characters. I didn't care about anybody. The fucked up thing is, the one character that I actually cared the most about out of all the characters that I didn't really care about was Victor Von Doom. The fucking villain was the one guy that I kind of sympathized with. Kinda.
Well, I don't mind being able to sympathize with villains. I think some of the best villains out there are villains that you can look at and go, I get where he's coming from.
No, they are. The problem is, you're
not supposed to care about them more
sympathize with
than
the fucking heroes more than the villain. It's a great thing if you can take a villain and establish him in such a way that you understand his motivations. They may be a little twisted and a little fucked up and a little wrong-headed, but you get what he's on about and what his motivation is. That's a very good villain. None of these were good characters. And And that's pretty much where my liking Doom stopped, because the look of Doom was fucking awful.
Terrible.
Absolute, just a shit costume. Just it was a bad look and poorly executed, and
Yeah, it's like they duct taped a bunch of LEDs to him.
yeah, it was fucking silly.
Just it was ugly and not equal to how the character looks in every other media.
Yeah, and really, this was just the dumbest smart people I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and like I brought this up earlier when we were talking, that Reed Richards did not seem smart. He seemed lucky to have stumbled onto something.
He did, and all of the other characters were ragging on him that he was lucky to have stumbled onto something.
And that lucky that he didn't stumble onto it further, because he would have destroyed the entire planet.
Yeah.
And it's like they could look at what he did and instantly undo it and figure out how it worked. And
yeah, they just reverse engineered his shit.
Reverse engineered it, yes.
Yeah, like fucking
at the drop of a dime.
And that's so much of fucking instantaneously. You remember during the final fight, after Reed starts pulling himself together and he's gonna get back up, I don't know if this is bad acting or bad directing, but Reed is laid out on the ground. He starts pulling all his limbs back in, and he's like, "Oh, it's so terrible. I'm in pain, and I'm getting beat up by Dr. Doom, and it's terrible." And then, "I'm fine. Everything's cool. Let's whoop some ass." Did you fucking notice that really awful no-sell? That was so shitty. Oh my fucking God, this was so bad.
Yeah, if you had to come up with one word to describe this film.
Boring. Fucking boring. Like coma-inducing boring. Look, if you've got a kid with ADHD, let him watch Fantastic Four. That'll calm him the fuck down. It could be a cure. Josh Trank may be onto something. Might not be that great of a director, but he's certainly onto a fucking career in medicine, curing hyperactivity. Because this will bore you to tears. And if you're already depressed, don't watch this movie. You'll die.
Yeah, this makes me really think that maybe Chronicle was a fluke.
Well, the difference is Chronicle was a found footage movie. I mean, it's all handy-cam shit, and you don't need to be able to shoot a good movie to make a decent movie out of handy-cam. As long as you got a good script, found footage just kind of makes itself. This was a big budget Hollywood flick that required being able to shoot action sequences, there were barely any of them in this. The ability to develop characters and make an audience give a shit about your character.
Unless you count 20 minutes of building a machine and action sequence.
Yeah, well, that's another one of the stacked montages, and weird establishing shit like the racing scene with Johnny Storm. He's in this car that stalls when he starts the race. He's racing against two other guys. He hits the gas. Car fucking stalls.
This is the guy who can build anything.
Well, and that's what I'm getting to. The car fucking stalls. He gets it to start. He starts driving, and he manages to catch up because he's a superhero race car driver. And he's getting right toward the end, and he fucking hammers down on it, and he says something smart-alecky about the other guys that are about to lose the race. And suddenly the fucking car explodes out from under him, and he crashes the son of a bitch and breaks his arm, and smash cut to his father getting him out of the hospital. Now, and a short time thereafter, his dad uses that incident to blackmail Johnny into coming to work for him. And because, as he tells his boss, that boy can build anything. And Johnny established it. He built that car. The car that stalled and then exploded. He built that, and now they want him to build the interdimensional traveling machine.
Which doesn't stall.
What the fuck is wrong with you? That, you've unestablished Johnny Storm's character. The only thing you've established is that he's an inept fuck-up.
And then he doesn't like his dad.
And going back to the racing scene, I'll tell you this, Johnny fucking Trank or whatever the goddamn...
Or he's at least angsty.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this: Trank can't shoot a car chase worth a
Oh
shit.
God, no, it was ugly.
It was terrible. There was no tension, no excitement, no feeling of speed, no nothing. It was just fucking bad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hire Trank to shoot a children's fucking birthday party.
So anyway,
Or his fucking editor. Because, no, the editor's not going to get away clean with this shit either.
Yeah, no.
I didn't see who it was, but whoever cut this movie did a shitty job too. It was just badly put
well,
together.
and all the touch-ups, all the stuff that they reshot. I mean, it was just a
Well,
mess.
and there was a feeling that there was like a lot of shit that was lost because things were. I was curious through the whole movie. Fucking Jesus, we only got 2 minutes left.
Yeah, I know.
The scars on Reed's face. Reed Richards, as an adult, has scars on his face.
He had
but
him as a kid too.
And there was no explanation for them at all.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of is the flying car he was working on blew up.
Yeah, and the please don't explode as he was doing the interdimensional thing. Maybe that was a reference to an earlier exploding
Scene that got
thing
cut out. But yeah.
that just hit the fucking floor. But it was confusing and boring and just poorly done all the way around. Wow. You know what the upside of this movie is? Fox is probably going to give Fantastic Four back to Marvel.
Yeah. Thanks,
I
Fox.
certainly hope so. So yeah, thank you for making this movie. You guys rock. Because this means that if they decide that it's not a viable property and they give it back to Marvel, Marvel gets the Fantastic Four back, they get the Silver Surfer, they get fucking everything established in the Fantastic Four medium, and then they get to stitch that onto the MCU, and that's going to be so fucking cool.
Well, we were going to start establishing a new rating system with this movie.
Yes.
But we found out we can't because our rating system's in fucks. And for this movie, we give no fucks.
We give no fucks whatsoever. However, we are going to put up a graphic here to show you what we're going to be doing in the future. So we're going to establish a system of, let's say that this was an okay movie. That would mean giving 2 fucks. We can also give a half a fuck, which is more like what? Oral?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll establish that later, and you will have a graphic showing our fucks right here.
Well, probably right here. But yeah.
You sure you don't want it over here? But either way, we were really hoping to whip that one out this time around, but we really can't. But this is going to be the episode that establishes what that system is.
Yes. So for this movie, we give no fucks.
We give no fucks
here's
whatsoever.
a little circle and a little...
Yeah.
Little hash.
Right. Honestly, we could probably reverse colors and give negative fucks. Fox owes me fucks now. Fox owes me like 2 fucks at minimum for this shitty movie.
I was gonna say one fuck and some moral, but yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for tuning in and sticking through for the whole 20 minutes on this thing.
Yeah.
And
We'll try and have a better movie next time.
yeah.
But
Try.
yeah, don't spend money on it.
You know.
Please save yourself $8 or $10,
Yeah, absolutely.
$15.
Hey, if you want to be entertained by a Fantastic Four movie, go find Roger Corman's Fantastic Four. It's a bad movie too, but it's a fun kind of bad movie that you want to watch and laugh at.
Startlingly, I would actually watch the previous 2 Fox Fantastic Four movies before I watched this one. This is a better made movie, but those movies are more entertaining.
Yeah.
So, all right, bye.